distorted. I'll explain in a moment. Brooklyn is not the only place that has a significant population of ultra-Orthodox Jews. There are significant numbers in Orange County and Rockland County, in the northern suburbs, in Dade County, including the city of Miami, and also in Los Angeles County. In the 19 years I was there, not me or the other 4 prosecutors with those populations had any luck at all for one of the reasons you touched on, and that is the incredible insularity of the community and the way in which they would shun anyone who would make a complaint, the way in which they would throw kids out of yeshiva schools or wouldn't let kids go to summer camp. And, worst of all, for some of the families, they couldn't get arranged marriages. We created a program working with 3 respected Orthodox social service agencies, Met Council on Jewish Poverty, OHEL, and Jewish Family and Children's Services. We created something called Kol Tzedek, which is Hebrew for the voice of justice. And the components of it was that we would use a vast communication network of those 3 social service agencies, their emails, their newsletters, their advertising. And they would advertise our 24-hour hotline, which would be run by an ultra-Orthodox social worker on my staff. The results were extraordinarily successful. By the time the criticism came, which always amazed me, by the time that criticism came, we had already 86 people who had been indicted from the ultra-Orthodox community for perversion. You're touching on the question of how they're being treated differently. Yeah, I didn't mention their name at arrest. The following day when they went to court, it became a public record. Is that the only population I've done that with? No, I've done it with the mob. I've done it with corrupt cops. I've done it to protect witnesses. And that's what we did here. Today we have 117 ultra-Orthodox perverts under prosecution. We have completed we've completed more than half of those cases with a 73% conviction rate, which is far better than any of the other 4 officers. The other 4 officers have not been able to mount the same kind of campaign. No one's ever come to me and said, why is your thing working? I'd be more than happy to tell them. So we are very, very proud of that. And, of course, the 2 cases that we point to. Hi, Joe. Are you trailing me, Joe? the 2 cases that we point to, which show great success of the Kol Tzedek, was a guy named Weberman, who got more than 100 years in prison for actually vilifying, rather terrorizing and sexually abusing a young kid from the time she was 14 years of age. And a guy named Yagatkin, who was a former school principal, he got 75 years in prison. We are very, very serious about this stuff. And just as I was very serious with the investigation and prosecution of Catholic priests, I'm very, very serious about this too. So they don't get any break.